Evet, basketbol diyelim o zaman. Basketbol dünyasındaki son gelişmeleri, bu spora yeni bir heyecan getiren Şampiyonlar Ligi'ni ve daha birçok konuyu. FIBA Basketbol Şampiyonlar Ligi Pazarlama ve Ticaret Direktörü Benjamin Gauthier anlatacak.
Evet, dünyanın en yaygın ve devamlı gelişim gösteren sporu basketbolu konuşacağız. Kendisini davet ediyoruz.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here. Thank you very much, Sportsnet, for the invitation. It's always a pleasure to come and speak at the Brand Summit. I'm Ben Gauthier, Chief Marketing and Commercial Officer for the Basketball Champions League. There has been a lot of presentation today, and I have a huge responsibility as I'm the last presenter of the day, and on top of that, the only presenter in English. But thank you very much again for your patience through the day. I will try my best to be as entertaining as all the presentations that you've seen, like great brands around sports, Milka that was just here, also P&G. Before I jump into the Basketball Champions League and all the FIBA club competition, I would like to show a quick video, which is the introductory video of Season 7 of the Basketball Champions League. The video is featuring, as a guest star, Shima Moneke, who was the MVP, the most valuable player of the Champions League last season, and who is now a player in the NBA playing the NBA for the Sacramento Kings. Shima, over to you.
It's all about 7. Seven seas, 7 continents, 7 colors in a rainbow, 7 wonders of the world. Lucky number 7. Lucky. 7 days a week, from 7 in the morning. First in the gym, last one out. Putting the work in. You gotta understand it's not predictable. You have to believe in yourself and wait for your turn, for that opportunity. Patiently, quiet, making sure that when the spotlight hits you, you'll be ready. Because at the end of the day, it'll take much more than luck to become a star in this league. Time for season number 7.
So after that quick introductory video about our season number 7 for the Basketball Champions League in Europe, I think it's important to first explain what is the FIBA objective with club competition. Basketball is the second most global sport in the world right after football. There's over 450 million people playing basketball, being recreationally or at competitive level. There is over 1.5 billion followers of basketball. And if you consider fans, there's close to 1 billion fans of basketball over the world. I think that's why it's important, obviously, to make sure that there is a club competition system across the world that's actually unified. That is the objective of FIBA here, is to unify club competition, basketball club competition around the world. And how do we do that? Well, we do that by partnering with clubs, with leagues. So we created 7 years ago the Basketball Champions League. It's a competition that has been created by, with, and for the clubs and the national leagues. Why do we do that? And I think it's been said a few times, obviously, in this room, but it's important to obviously be fan-centric. So we need to enhance fan engagement. We need to keep growing the audience of basketball so that there is more and more people playing, watching, consuming basketball. And by doing that, it's important to deliver the best international club competition around the world. So as I said, the goal is really unify basketball club competition to grow the game, enhance fan engagement, and deliver the best club competition. I mentioned it all starts with the clubs. So we start, obviously, we collaborate with partners with the clubs. And we have clubs in, obviously, every region on the world. Start with Americas. We have the Basketball Champions League Americas. I will explain it, but it's season 4 that has been just launched on Basketball Champions League Americas. And we work with brand clubs like Flamengo in Brazil, like Boca Juniors in Argentina, or the Club of Nacional in Uruguay. Strong club with strong fan base and also a link to football and a crossover to football. In Europe, we also have strong club. Obviously, you see on the slide here, Unicaja Malaga, AEK Athens in Greece, CSP Limoges in France, or Apoel Jerusalem. While Turkey is a basketball market, and we have also strong clubs in Turkey, as you can see it from the slide. Starting with Galatasaray, but there's also Fenerbahçe, Darüşşafaka, Tofaş Bursa, Başakşehir. They're all in the competition, they're all playing well. They actually almost all already qualify for the play-ins, which is the second phase of the competition, as we started in October. And I think that's what shows, obviously, as we're getting more and more clubs, more and more teams partnering with them and grow the audience of basketball, because it needs to start with the clubs. The stronger the clubs are, the stronger the national leagues are, the stronger our competition is. So if you look at the ecosystem here that I just put on the slide, you can see that there's also a parallel with football in the way, obviously, the competition are run. It starts with the club, as I mentioned. Let's take the example of Galatasaray. Galatasaray compete, obviously, in the Turkey Sigorta Basketball Super League. If they do well in the Super League, then they qualify for the Basketball Champions League in Europe. If they win the Basketball Champions League, then they compete at the Intercontinental Cup. So it's really that stage level, that ecosystem, and we have the competition in Americas, and obviously we're expanding in other parts of the world. There's also on that slide the EuroLeague Women logo. I will explain more about that great competition later on in the presentation. So now that I've shown the FIBA club competition ecosystem, I will spend a bit more time on the Basketball Champions League, our visions, our activities, what we do on a day-to-day basis. First of all, for season 7, and we talked and we see a lot of numbers, but we have been engaged in 30 countries if we include the qualifiers. 52 clubs, there are 32 at the regular season, but there was 24 clubs during the qualification phase, 18 national champions, 9 months of competition. We start in September, we finish in May, and I will have each phase of the competition, and we have over 190 games per season. So that's obviously quite a lot. When you add on top of that, obviously the player needs to play during the with the national teams, and there is therefore windows for them to be able to play with the national teams. So in terms of timeline and in terms of the format of the competition, as I mentioned, start with the qualification phase. There was 4 qualification tournaments in September, 24 teams, so 4 group of 6 teams, and the winner of each group qualifies to the regular season. The regular season, it's 28 teams that are qualified, plus the 4 teams of the qualification tournament, so 32 total, 8 group of 4. The winner go directly in the round of 16, the second phase. Place 2 and 3 will play the play-ins in January in the best of 3. And then from February to March, we have the round of 16, the best 16 teams of the competition, 4 group of 4. The winner and the second qualify for the quarterfinal. In May, this is the main milestone of the Basketball Champions League, and you're very used to that, is the Final Four with the best 4 teams, 2 semifinals on the Friday, the third place game and the final on the Sunday. And this is a basketball celebration. So we go to one city. We went to Bilbao last year, but we go to one city and we celebrate basketball. Fan zone, basketball clinics with coach, with players. And we do everything to engage our fans, engage the clubs towards this event. I mentioned Bilbao last year, and I think it's better than words. It's actually a video to show you what was the Final Four last year in Bilbao.
You can do a little smile.
This is the Basketball Champions League Final Four, Bilbao 2022. Oh boy, right at the elbow, Marcelinho, that is his spot. Marcelinho again, oh look at that. He is the quarterback. Tenerife have once again made it to the final of the Basketball Champions League. Back into Baco for the two-handed jam. Francisco dancing around, explodes high off the glass over Wobo. And Baxi Manresa have survived. They move into the title game.
The MVP, Mr. Chima Moneke.
Doesn't hesitate. Here's Panini, open for three. Good. End-to-end excitement. He throws the lob to Simon. Mbappe Rees and Lewisburg win it 88-68. The moment of truth has arrived. The title game between Baxi Manresa and Lenovo Tenerife. Moneke decides to shoot a three. He puts Manresa in front. And the big bad Shermanini throws it down. Lenovo Tenerife have won that elusive second title in the Basketball Champions League.
Amazing. It's amazing. When you have this, it's amazing.
So that was obviously an overview of the Final Four. And as you can see, it's really a celebration within the city of the best of the best of the Basketball Champions League. The best teams, the best players, and obviously the best entertainment as well towards one city. In terms of numbers, last year's obviously, and I will show a bit of some of the season numbers of last season, we had over 400,000 fans in the arenas, while there was still a COVID protocol in a number of cities. This is more than double, and we are looking obviously at increasing again this year, where we have great success at the beginning of the season. Over 6 million cumulative TV viewers, and I will explain more who are our TV partners, including in Turkey, and over 100 million reach on our digital platforms, 112 to be exact. And by reach, we mean video views, we mean photo impressions, and also views on YouTube, and we can see that we are over 1.4 million viewers on YouTube. When I talk about the reach, and I think that's an important point, we know nowadays, that people spend a lot of time on social media, over 230 minutes per day on social. And I think that's important that we do provide them content where they are through, obviously, our social media network. And that's what we do with a lot of content, and I will explain the content that we use, trying to be always innovative, fan-centric in our content, things that have not been seen in Europe or somewhere else, and then obviously upload quality content. Last year, we uploaded 5,000 pieces of content across the full season, and we had over 112 million reach, over 79 million video views, and we have on social media more than 2.5 million followers. So that's, again, some of the numbers of the Basketball Champions League when we want to be innovative, we want to be on social, and we want to push, obviously, and make sure we do provide our fans with the best content there. I mentioned the TVs, obviously, and that we do have, in terms of TVs, a strategy which is a mix between free-to-air and pay TV. You can see, obviously, on the list here, but we have great free-to-air partner when it comes to TV in Spain or TVP in Poland. We also have great, I would say, OTT and pay TV content. When we look at, obviously, 11 in Italy or TV Boo, our partner in Turkey. TV Boo has also, obviously, as complement the broadcast with the NTV showing all the game of Bahçeşehir. So that's, again, all ecosystem. This is also our partners. Without them, obviously, we would not be able to increase the reach of the Basketball Champions League, and we really appreciate all supports on a daily basis. Now that I mentioned, obviously, Basketball Champions League Europe, it's important to also talk about, is as important to talk about our women competition, EuroLeague Women. For that, I will just provide a quick introductory video on EuroLeague Women.
Passionate, ambitious, elite, verbunden, united, inspirerend, competitiva, ambiciosa, stylish, powerful, diverse, diferente, beraber, inspiring.
EuroLeague Women and that campaign, Proud Women, was launched last season. EuroLeague Women is actually the best, the premier competition, basketball competition in Europe, featuring the best player over the world. So we did that campaign because it's true, we are proud of the clubs, proud of the athletes. They are powerful, they are diverse, they are elite athletes, competitive, and you name it. And I think it's important to recognize them, to recognize the competition, the growth of the competition, because this is amazing. This is a great competition, and we need to keep, obviously, a strong focus on the competition, and make sure that they do have the coverage, the visibility they deserve. As I mentioned, EuroLeague Women is the premier women basketball competition in Europe. We have world-best players. The way it works, obviously, is the competition starts in October, finish in April. It's a 7-month, competition. There's 9 countries being involved, 16 clubs, and it's over 120 games. The competition obviously starts in April, finish in April, and some of the players then goes and plays in the WNBA, which obviously is during the summer season. But I think I've spoken a lot already, over 17 minutes yet, and I think it's better if actually I have one of the athletes speak about the competition before, and they will do it better than I do, sorry. So I will leave the floor to, obviously, Gabby Williams, who is actually won last year the Final Four, which was in Fenerbahce, in Istanbul. She won the Final Four, she was MVP of the Final Four, and she will obviously explain what EuroLeague Women is and what it does.
I think what makes EuroLeague Women special is the way the competition level rises every year from every country, and we see the domestic leagues, I think, improving because of EuroLeague Women, and everybody wants to play in this league. I love the European style of play in general. I love that it's more fluid, it's fast-paced, but you have to have a high IQ to play in EuroLeague Women, and that's what sets it apart, I think, from other leagues. I'm inspired by my teammates. Every team I've been on, that's the great thing about EuroLeague Women, too, is I'm meeting different women from different countries who are all doing incredible things and representing where they're from. So every day I'm inspired by my teammates. I think every country is dealing kind of with the sexism of the sport. So to see EuroLeague Women improve and become more popular, I think it also improves, like I mentioned, the domestic leagues and kind of evens out that difference between the men and the women. So I think that's the best part about it, is every season I think we're seeing more viewership and we're seeing the level of play improve, and people are realizing, like, wow, these girls can really hoop, you know?
Thank you, Gabby. Definitely better and clearer than I was in my introduction there. So EuroLeague Women, in terms of the competition, it's 2 groups, and obviously then there's the quarterfinal, and then there's the Final Four. The Final Four last year was in Istanbul, as I mentioned. It was at the Fenerbahce Arena, and you can see it was packed. It was obviously covered and talked all over Europe, but also in the US, and you can see obviously on the screen some of the tweets from NBA players talking about the event, the athletes, and how great of the ballers these athletes are. It's also important to see that it's a competition that keeps growing when it comes to, obviously, the quality of the play, as mentioned by Gabby Williams, but mainly as well on social media, in terms of engagement, in terms of video views, impressions, etc. So I think that's, again, something that there's a lot of opportunities. I mean, we've obviously discussed, and there was a lot of brand today that presented their activity in sports. And I think there's a number of things that can be done with the Basketball Champions League Europe, with the EuroLeague Women, to give, obviously, great visibility towards these athletes. And I think it's our duty as well and our responsibility. And I mentioned that, obviously, I was going to show some of the content we do. And we have what we call original content. The original contents for the Basketball Champions League, cover a number of buckets. Why are we doing original content? First of all, for our fans. We want to be giving our fans, obviously, exclusive, authentic moment. We want to immerse our audience through storytelling, innovative storytelling. We want to make sure that we promote our clubs. We say that the league is for and by the clubs. Well, we want to promote our clubs. We want to promote our players. And that is our duty at the Basketball Champions League. And that's why we created, obviously, a number of original content that I will show a few of them. I will show Humans of BCL. I will explain what it is. I will show BCL Diaries and explain what it is. And I will also show Mic Up Moments, which is pretty self-explanatory. We have also all the snakeable content. What is important on social media is to make sure that we have long forms, but we also have easy form that can be engaged in a few seconds with the fans. So that's really our part of our DNA at the Basketball Champions League. The first piece of content I want to mention is actually something that happened 2 weeks ago. There was a game in Galatasaray. They were playing against Philo Ostende. And actually, what we did is we put a mic on one of the players, Tyrese McGee, that you will see. And we actually record everything that is being said. The best moment of the games. We did last year with one player, one referee, and one coach. And we're doing it again. And you will see it's only a quick overview that I will show in a few minutes, in a few seconds. But it's something that is unbelievable because it's actually things that you don't see on a regular broadcast, that you don't see when you're in the arena. And that's those, I would say, behind the locker room moments that you want to see. So let me just obviously show that videos and I will let you, by yourself, see the great content it is.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Look good, feel good, play good. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Start off right. Start off right. You ready, big man? I'm always ready, baby. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's great defense. Team up, team up. Always be ready to shoot. Because I'm always going to pass if I got you know what I mean? Hey, we got to get back in transition. We got to get back in transition. That's how they score. Hey, man, how old are you? 23. Oh, you young. Yeah. You young. How long you been in Europe? Second year? Third year? First year. First year? Yeah. Hell yeah. How about you? I'm a vet, man. I'm 10 years in. You can't tell by the way I play? I just came back from China. 3 championships. Gotta let them know. Gotta let them know. Go, go, go, go, go, go. Knock these down, Dylan. Ralph, that's all ball, man. He handed it to me right here.
So again, it's just to show what actually people may not see or hear during the games and some of the best moments there. I must thank as well the club of Galatasaray and the player who allow us to do that. Moving to another piece of content, it's actually Basketball Diaries. What is Basketball Diaries? Is we sit down with one player and he tells us about his journey, his passion for basketball, its ups, its downs as well. Because basketball player, I mean, there is obviously, it's a roller coaster. It's not always good. There's also some downsides. And I think it's important, and we've seen it here, and I will let, obviously, Tyler Ennis briefly introduce himself in the video. But this is, obviously, how do we understand better their journey and their passion for the game of basketball. I also want to thank Tofaş Bursa on this one for helping us, obviously, with the player to have access to the players. And thank you also, Tyler, for, obviously, that piece of content.
You gotta love basketball. I think to play at this level in general, there's ups and downs, and I think that's, another thing that injuries taught me is, one day you might feel like you're the best player in the world, and the next day you might feel like you're the worst.
So Basketbol Diaries is actually a bit of a longer form. The markup, I mean, you've seen was 90-second video, but it was only short form version. There is, if you go on our YouTube channel, or on our social media, you could actually see the 5-minute videos. Basketbol Diaries is between 6 and 10 minutes videos, and it's really more going into in depth with the players about their journey and their love for the games of basketball. The last piece of content, and it will be the last video of the presentation that I want to share, is Human of BCL. It's actually a type of content that we launched last year and that will carry on this year. Because it's important to recognize the fan, as we say it. And the clubs live through the fans. So what is Human of BCL is actually content on a club and a video on the club, which is between 10 and 15 minutes, but through the eyes of the fans. So we go in a club, pick one fan, follow him during the games, and understand also how they live their passions, or they walk with their families around their passions. And I think that's obviously, there's no better example on this one to show the one that we launched, and that was the pilot of this series, which is always Galatasaray, and following one of the fans of Galatasaray. So I will let you enjoy that, again, just an overview of that episode.
Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Istanbul, the city where East meets West.
Umarım uğurlu geliriz bugün takıma. Babamdan en büyük miras Galatasaraylılık diyebilirim. İşte benim babamla yaşadığım o geçişi ben de istiyorum ki seninle beraber işte nesilden nesile böyle devam ettirelim. Galatasaray bir yaşam biçimi.
This is what we appreciate about sports. It's actually the experience. It's the emotion that sport can give. And there's no best way, obviously, to share that experience, that emotion with your loved one. So I think that's, again, another type of content that we are doing. All the piece of content that I mentioned, I mean, there's also ways to integrate either fans, brand, and there's opportunities actually for brands. I mean, as I mentioned, we've seen a lot of presentation from brands, from obviously P&G, Milka, etc. Well, there's a way to integrate them as well through our journey, through our partnership program, and through our content. So I think that's, again, to give you an overview of the Basketball Champions League, the content that we do, the competition that we have at FIBA on a club competition level, from Basketball Champions League in Europe, in Americas, in Asia in the future, as well as, obviously, EuroLeague Women. That is the key competition when it comes to women basketball. If you want any information or if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. There's my detail on the slide. And thank you very much again for being, obviously, staying at the summit until the end and until the last presentation. Thank you very much and have a great day. Bye-bye.